All right, amazing students. So I'm about to show you some Desmos tips and tricks. All right, so this is a recording. It might be a little sloppy because I'm doing this, off the top of my dome. So this is things I want to show you useful on the test. One thing I want to show you is how to do linear regression. So if I had a linear table on the test, I can add a table, and I'm literally just making up numbers. So yeah. Again, I'm doing this off the top of my dome, so I do not, this might take me a little while to do it. So let's say this is it, the test is a linear equation. Well, if I wanted to give me the slope and y-intercept, I would have to do the y1 squiggle mx1 plus b, right? y1 squiggle, I guess I should show you what I'm typing. mx1 plus b. Bam, gives me slope, gives me y-intercept. Let's say this was a exponential function instead. Okay, so you have to remember what type of function it is. So let's say this was an exponential function. Again, I'm mentally just trying to figure it out as I go here. Okay, let's say I wanted to do an exponential function. Well, the exponential equation is y1 squiggle a times b to the power of x1. Well, look, it gives me my a and my b. There's my y-intercept, and there is my exponential growth. Or let's say this was a quadratic. I'm just putting, again, this is just very random. This is not, let's see. Okay, so let's say I'm just putting random points here. And I want to give me the quadratic formula. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Well, y1 squiggle a times x1 squared plus bx1 plus c. These are not on your formula chart, so you would have to technically memorize this. So it gives me my a value, so this is 1x squared, my b value, which is 0, my c value, which is 0. So that's exponential regression, quadratic regression, and linear regression. Boom. Okay, let's try something else in Desmos. Let's say it said f of x equals x minus 8 squared plus 2. And the question wanted to know what was f of 5. Well, what does f of 5 mean? It means when x is 5, what is y? Well, technically in Desmos, you can put f of 5, and it'll give you what it is, equals 11. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. Boom. All right, let me think of some more Desmos things that you can do. Remember, guys, on a quadratic, let's say that the height of a cannon shooting a ball is represented by negative x squared plus 4x plus 9. I don't know. Again, I'm just making something up. When is the cannon at 50 feet or something like that? Or when is the cannon at 10 feet? Well, then technically I would set the equation equal to 10. But remember, on test mode, it will not work like this. You never want a quadratic equal to a number except 0. So I would subtract 10 from both sides, which would give me x squared plus 4x minus 1 equals 0. Now I'm looking, where does it cross the x-axis? Bam and bam. These are the times when the ball or the cannon would be at 10 feet. Another thing that you can do on Desmos, let's say the question asked you, what are the factors of x squared plus 5x plus 6. And you forgot how to factor. Well, it's going to give you a whole bunch of answer choices. Let's say they gave you an answer choice of x minus 1, x plus 4. Again, this is just random. Well, that purple line doesn't match with my original green line, so I know that's not the answer. Well, let's say they gave you answer choice x plus 2, x plus 3. Bam! That purple line went directly on top of my green line, so I know that one's the answer. Remember to graph. If anything asks you for the x-intercept, the y-intercept, the 0, the horizontal asymptote, the whatever, domain and range, graph it on Desmos. Trying to think of anything else that can be done on Desmos off the top of my head. Just remember, guys, standard form cannot be written in Desmos. So you say you had 2x plus 3y equals 7. That cannot be done in test mode. Right now you see it coming up, but in test mode that would not come up. So you have to remember, I have to change that to slope-intercept form. So 2x plus 3y equals 7. To change it to slope-intercept form, I want y by itself. So I need to get rid of this positive 2x, so minus 2x minus 2x. That'll give me 3y equals 7 minus 2x. I got to get rid of 3. 3 is multiplied to y, so divide both sides by 3. So that would give me y equals 7 minus 2x, all divided by 3. Well, I can now put it in Desmos. So I can put it y equals 7 minus 2x, all divided by 3. And there's your line. Okay, notice it's right on top of the other line, but you cannot put it in standard form. You can put the y equals, that won't change anything. All right, off the top of my head, this is mostly everything you can do in Desmos. There's so much more, I'm sure. I just cannot think of it at this point. But this was just a quick little video that I'm doing in class to help you for Desmos 101. All right, you're welcome. So I forgot one thing. Let's say there was a question that asked you for the solution between two equations. And I gave you like 2x plus 3y equals 6 and y equals 1/2 x plus 5. Remember, before I can do anything though, I need to change it into slope-intercept form, both of them. So minus 2x, 3y equals 6 minus 2x, divide both sides by 3. So that means y equals, you can divide it out or you can leave it like this. 6 divided by 3 is 2, negative 2 divided by 3 is negative 2/3 x. Now that you have your both equations, to find out the solution, you could type in both equations. So 2 minus 2/3 x is one of the equations. On another line, 1/2 x plus 5. Where do they cross? Bam, there's my answer, my x value and my y value. That works if it was like looking like this. 2 minus 2/3 x equals 1/2 x plus 5. That's how, another way I could solve that. Anything else anyone can think of that I can add on this Desmos 101 video? Let's say that one thing I do want to mention real quick, solutions. Remember, if they have the same slope, there'll be no solution because they'll never cross. If they're the same line, they'll be on top of each other, meaning they have infinite solutions. Another thing I can think of off the top of my head, let's say I had y is less than 2x plus 3. It will not graph the inequality in test mode. If you're not on test mode, it will, but in test mode, it will not graph that inequality. So you would need to know that the less than symbol is shaded below, and it is a dashed line. But what you could do is you could graph y equals 2x minus 3, or sorry, 2x plus 3. And then, okay, I know there should be a dashed line. It should be shaded below. So you can still use Desmos. It just won't do the shading for you. So you would need to know what the shading looks like. If this was equal to, then it would be a solid line. My students in tutoring beautifully pointed out, if it's equal to, it should be a solid line, just like this line right here. So that's one way to memorize it. All righty then. We good? Anyone else can think of anything before I stop this video? All right. Gucci. Jesus be with us.